Hey everybody, Jack from Half Chrome. Today I'm talking about this little guy. This is the OOri from Uvify. Now, if you're not familiar with Uvify, they make high-end, ready-to-fly drone packages. This is the Draco. I'm going to do a review of this. It's a beast. But today we're talking about this little guy, the OOri. So stay tuned for details on the OOri. We'll talk about it. We'll show you how it flies. We'll even do a quick little unboxing for you. What's up everyone? Today we're going to take a look at the OOri from Uvify. This is it. This little guy is a fun and versatile little micro drone. Alright, so let's take a look and see what you get in the box with the OOri. Alright, looks like we have some extra propellers, some screws to take them off and put them back on, some literature and stickers. Here we have the OOri itself. We can see the prop guards are already installed, USB port. Got our controller here. Gimbals feel nice. Buttons on the top. Place for a couple of dual antennas, which is nice. Maybe a jack of some sort. Headphones, perhaps. This LCD screen is awesome. Ooh, fancy lights. I like. We'll mess with that later. Got a USB, micro USB cord. And some antennas. Now there are a couple of things that really set this apart. One, you can see that it is small size. Now I took the propeller guards off of it because I like the flight characteristics a little bit better, but this thing was actually built for a beginner pilot to be able to grow. Okay, so there are three different modes that you can fly the OOri in. The first is the altitude hold mode, where it uses this camera and sensor on the bottom to hold its position. It actually does a really nice job, kind of like a GPS drone, where it kind of just will stay where you put it and you don't have to worry about managing the throttle. That's probably where you want to start. Then once you get comfortable, you can put it in stabilize mode, where it doesn't manage the throttle for you, so you can learn a little bit of throttle control. And then if you want to fly like the pros, you can actually flip a switch and put it in manual mode or fly acro, so you can do flips and rolls. And that's what makes this thing a lot of fun. These brushless motors pack a powerful punch, and when this thing gets going, it gets going. So it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of room for you to grow as a pilot with this quad. There are some other really cool features about this. One thing that I like is this camera angle can tilt upward. That may not seem like a big deal, but as a beginner, if you're learning to fly FPV, you want a fairly low angle tilt, almost straightforward like we have here, and then as you advance you tilt it forward, and then it allows you to fly more comfortably at a faster rate, which is what this will do for you. And this thing, like I said before, has some punch, so if you're flying acro, you can really get this thing moving. You can pick up extra batteries for your OOri, and I highly recommend it. You're going to get 5 to 6 minutes of flight time on these, which is actually pretty darn good. Now, flight time definitely varies depending on how you fly. If you're punching this thing a whole lot, you're probably going to get less than 5 minutes, but if you're flying pretty gingerly, you're going to get a little bit more flight time, so that is nice. And you can pick up a multi-charger if you happen to pick up extra batteries, so that you can charge a bunch at the same time, which is definitely a bonus. Now this remote here is also one of the things that makes the OOri so special. Now you can see the two antennas, which means we're getting some pretty solid reception, but this right here, this built-in screen, will pick up my FPV signal. You can see that this OOri has a pretty darn wide field of view, and you see the picture right there in the middle of the screen, which is definitely a bonus. You don't have to go out and pick up goggles because they can be fairly expensive. Another thing you'll notice, these LEDs are, you can kind of customize the color of the LEDs with your drone, and they will match the remote, which is super cool. I really like this thing because of the versatility. It is really built to be a beginner drone that you can grow with. Now, things that are a little bit different, this left throttle stick, now I'm not used to it centering, it centers, and that's really nice for the altitude hold mode, but learning to fly acro, that's a little bit different than most acro pilots. The remote does feel nice in your hand, so that's a definite bonus. Changing the channel is actually super easy, so if you're flying with friends, starts on Fat Shark signal, I believe, and then each button will bring you through the different channels of the Fat Shark. So you can fly with friends, which is nice, and the little LEDs will light up to let you know which number or which channel you're on, which is super cool. Now, things that I'm not a super fan of, it does tend to drift a little bit as you stop, so it doesn't stop on a dime, which you're going to kind of have to get used to, or at least I'm going to have to get used to when you fly in angle mode or altitude hold mode. You kind of have to make sure that it stops so you're avoiding obstacles and things like that. If you're flying in acro mode, it responds just like you would think it should in acro mode, which is awesome. But yes, this is a great little beginner drone that you can grow with, and that is what makes the OOri so special. So if you're looking for something fun, definitely take a look at it. Now, the price tag is a little bit pricier than some that you might think, right? Sure, you can pick up a Tiny Hawk for $100, or even their flying kit for $165, but keep in mind that doesn't do this really nice altitude hold mode. That's really a great way to learn for a beginner. Then you can switch to standard mode, and then from there to manual, which is super cool. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the drone reviews. We got tons of them on the way. Thanks for watching the OOri. We got the Draco coming up. You won't want to miss that. This thing is an absolute beast. You can see more on halfchrome.com. Good luck and happy flying.